Crossed in front of us. We'll start with left in front of right just to keep things kind of we'll just keep things balanced and take your hands on top of your knees. Very simple start. Well, I'm going to turn to the side. You'll lean back and round your back like we would do in cat pose, and then lead with your heart. Reach your collarbones forward and think cow pose. Even tip your hips back a little bit. So we'll go through this over exaggerated cat cow from seated position a couple times here, starting to feel how our hips are doing, wake up our spine. Use your inhale to lead you forward, collarbones wide, and then use your exhale, draw navel to spine, lean back. 2 more. One more time, come forward. One more time, come back like cat pose. And then let's come through neutral. Keep your left foot in front of your right, hands on your knees, and inhale your arms out and up. Big breath in. So I guess don't keep your hands on your knees. Exhale, hands through center. Inhale your arms out and up. This time, take your right hand to the right and your left hand up and over. Press down and away from your body with your right hand and reach your left hand as far away from you as you can. So you're lengthening the space in your left side body. Left pinky turned down and turning your left ribs back, right ribs forward. And then bring your left hand over to the left. Inhale both arms out and up. And we'll exhale over to the left, right hand on top of left knee, left hand behind you. Press down into your fingertips to lengthen through your spine and gaze over your left shoulder. Release the twist. Breathe both of your hands out and up. Exhale through your midline. And we'll switch the cross of our legs. So right foot in front of left, organize your hips, take your palms to your knees, and we'll kind of go through some circles here. So just like we did before, think cat pose, draw navel to spine, roll back, and then take your rib cage over to the right knee, lengthen forward as you come through center, thinking cow pose. Come over to the left knee and then to the back like you would in cat. So we're taking big circles here, going from side to side. You'll feel this a lot in your hips as well as your spine. At least I do. And then let's slowly come to a stop, go the other direction. Really get wide. Use your knees to help kind of press into them so you can get a little bit of extra movement here or control even. It feels more grounding. And then come back into center. Inhale your arms up over your head. Reach the crown of your head up. Exhale, hands through center. Breathe out, sigh. Inhale, hands reach up and over. This time, left hand comes down. Right arm reaches up and over towards your left. Press down and away through your left hand. Right pinky rolls down. Right ribs roll back. Left ribs roll forward. Press into your left hand. Expand your right side body. And then we'll come back to center. Breathe both arms out and up. On your exhale, twist towards your right. Place your left hand on your right knee. Fingertips press down behind you so you can lengthen through your spine, lift through your sternum and the crown of your head. Turn your gaze over your right shoulder for a simple spinal twist. And then release, come back to center. Inhale both hands above your head. Exhale, hands through center. And we'll come through to hands and knees. Let's find some of that same spinal articulation from hands and knees here. You might be able to get into your hips a little more. So starting in just a couple of rounds of cat-cow, press the earth away, tuck your chin, lift the space behind your heart. Big cat pose. Inhale, chest lowers and reaches forward. Pull your hands energetically towards your knees for cow pose. Exhale into cat, navel to spine. Use your abdominal muscles. Inhale, use your back muscles, lengthen, extend your spine. Now, if you want to find some circles like we did seated, taking your hips around in big directions into your shoulders. Make sure we'll go a couple times in each direction. Really get off the grid. Make this movement really fluid. Experiment with different patterns and rhythms. And then come back to center, shoulders over wrists. Walk your hands one whole hand print forward. Expand your hand so that your fingers are spread apart and your first finger lines up with the outside edge of the mat. Then tuck your toes, lift your knees just a couple of inches, send your hips straight back so you're in this like kind of downward dog with knees lifted situation here. And then the key is going to be keeping your spine long like this as you straighten your legs. And if you get to a point where you're like, oh, if I straighten my legs any, I come forward, then rebend your knees. The most important thing here is long spine instead of long straight legs. You still want to move your heels down as much as you can, but you can do that without even straightening your legs. So hips reach up, heels reach down, hands press down and forward, and your sacrum, your hips reach back and up. All right, from here, inhale. Why don't we just move around a little bit in downward dog since we just got here. So if you want to bend one knee and then the other, kind of move around as feels appropriate for you and your body today. Explore how your hips are doing. Oh, for me, it's my calves, how my calves are doing. Started running in quarantine, so I'm feeling some different sensations. Once you feel like you've kind of dusted away some of the cobwebs, come back to your strong downward dog and inhale your heels over your toes. Draw navel into spine, shift forward into plank, and we'll pause here. Draw again, navel into spine. Press the earth away, hips and shoulders the same height, and take your heels over to the right. Keep your gaze towards the top of the mat. Inhale, heels through center, heels over to the right. Take your heels back into the middle. Keep your hips where they are. Lift your right foot just a few inches off the earth. Starting to strengthen our roots. Left leg lifts. Reach out through your heel. Ground your left heel. One more thing here. Tuck your chin. Lift from the space behind your heart without lifting your hips. Sternum forward, heels back. One more time. Draw in through center. Lengthen out. And now elbows point back. Ground into the earth. Tops of feet press down. All 10 toes press down. Knees lift. Let's take a baby cobra. Shoulders loop. Use only your back on this first 2 rounds. And release. Next round, shoulders loop. Lead with your heart. Strong back. Exhale, soften. In this last one, shoulders loop, heart opens, lead with or use your back and then use your arms. Lengthen through the front of your body. Take a gaze from shoulder to shoulder. And then come back to the earth. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Knees lift. Press down and slowly come back up from plank to downward dog. Cleansing breath here. Deep inhale. And exhale out your mouth. 2 more. Last one. Exhale the loudest you have yet. And now on an inhale, reach out through your back leg, reach up through your heel. Exhale, draw your knee in towards your chest, shift forward, and place your right foot next to your right thumb. Keep your back heel lifted, hips square, hands reach forward and up over your head. And then turn your palms out, open up across your collarbones. Inhale your arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, reach out through your left heel, forward through your sternum, and take your hands down to the mat. Now stay with me here. Take your right foot back, and we're going to take 4 whole counts to make our way to the mat. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Fingertips press down, shoulders loop, heart opens, find ease and fluidity. Hands back under your shoulders before you come up. Follow me again, toes tuck, knees lift, and we're going to take 4 seconds to press ourselves back to plank. So 4, 3, 2, 1, and then downward dog. Left leg. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee draws in towards center, shift forward, foot to thumb. Press down into the earth, sweep your arms forward, open your palms, melt your shoulders down your back. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, get long through your back leg, reach forward through your heart. With control, step into plank. Same control, 4 seconds, 4 counts to make your way down to the mat. Find ease, liberation from the structure in Cobra. And 4 counts back to plank. 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward dog. Right leg. Inhale out, long stretch from heel to the crown of your head. And exhale, knee to center, foot to thumb. Press down into your feet. Lead with your thumbs. Palms open. And then collarbones open. Inhale, arms over your head once again. Exhale, dive forward. Control and strength as you step into plank. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fingertips press down. Shoulders loop. Keep the back of your neck long. And melt. 4 counts back up. 4, 3, 2, 1. To downward dog. Left side. Long from heel to the crown of your head. Exhale, use your core to help lift your knee towards your chest. Shift forward, foot to thumb. Rise up. Soften as your palms float down. Back bends, heart opens. And inhale your hands back over your head. And exhale with control. Bring your left foot to meet your right. 4 counts down to the earth. Draw knees towards your hips to help use your legs as brakes. And then soften through cobra. Back down. 4 counts back up to plank on your own here. And then to downward dog. Right side. Last round. Knee to center. Shift forward. Foot to thumb. Inhale. Arms up. Palms out. Elbows bend. Collarbones broaden. Arms back up over your head. Exhale down to the mat. With control, use your core to help bring your right foot back to meet your left. Legs as brakes. 3, 2, 1. Connect with the mat. Peel yourself away. Melt back down. And then 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward dog. Last time, left side. Lead with your breath. Exhale, left knee through center, foot to thumb. Rise up through crescent, gaze towards the horizon. Palms open, heart lifts. Hands sweep over your head. And then come back through center. Step slowly with control, left foot to meet right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tops of feet press down. Heart reaches forward. Heart opener here in cobra. Release. And then 4 counts back to plank. 4, 3, 2, I rushed it. 1. Back to downward dog. Hold here in downward dog for 3 breaths. Concentrate on your connection between body and mind. Notice any energetic shifts. And then bring your knees down to the mat. We'll take a moment in child's pose together just for a couple breaths. Take your hands behind you, tops of hands to the earth. Soften through your shoulders. Slow your breath down intentionally but not forcefully. And we'll come back up to a kneeling pose. All right, well, let's get started with some fun old core work then. We're going to do a very similar thing that we did on Tuesday. In fact, I think we may just do the exact same thing because it's a really nice strength builder. And remember that your arms are doing a lot of work here, but to turn on your legs when you're in plank by drawing your knee up towards your hips, that will help activate your leg muscles and help keep you solid in that position without your arms having to do all the work. So that's going to be key. Since we were all there on Tuesday, we'll go ahead and all get started together without any arduous demoing. So shoulders over wrists to begin, and then we'll step back in to plank. We're all there and we're all excited. Make sure you're pressing the earth away and you're lifting your shoulders away. Now tuck your chin. Draw your belly button in and lift the space behind your shoulder. So you're rounding your upper back. Now heart reaches forward, heels reach back, neutral. Press down, lift your upper back, and then sternum forward, heels back. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Or let's do exhale on the push down. Inhale back to neutral. 1 more round. Exhale, tuck in, coil in through middle, and then exhale, press feet and hands away from each other. Now bring your knees down. We'll take some wrist stretches. Sit on your heels, interlace your fingers, bring your elbows together. Move your elbows or your forearms up and down. Do some stretches here. Switch directions. Shake them out. And we'll go into the next round. And actually, this one I will do a little demo that I didn't do on the other one, so we'll give you a little bit of a break. So go ahead, you can sit on your heels. What sometimes happens when we go with these side twist planks is that we take our heels to the side and our hips go too low. So I want you to keep your hips in line with your shoulders the whole time and keep your gaze at the front of your mat. So, and then the last thing, the third thing is that shoulders stay over wrists. So you'll know if you're lifting your hips too much because your shoulders will come back. So keep your shoulders over the wrists, and that's a visual cue that you can watch. And then gaze towards the top of the mat. Hips and shoulders stay the same height. Easy peasy, right? Great. Let's do it. Let's come into plank. Everybody's there. Shoulders over wrists. Heels to the right. Keep the gaze towards the top of the mat. Heels through center to the left. Back through center to the right. Center to the left. 2 more on each side. Make sure your shoulders are still over your wrists. Through center, 1 more time on each side. To the left, back to center, knees down. And then let's take a moment, roll out our shoulders, loosen up our wrists, give them a good shake. If you want to do any other wrist stretches, you certainly can. Maybe this is enough for you. And then there's one last piece to all of this, which is, of course, the most exciting piece of all, where we combine those 2 movements for a number of rounds. I'm not going to tell you exactly how many, but trust me that I've got you, and I'm not going to push you beyond your capabilities. So stay with it. You can do it. And start to notice when your mind tells you that it's too hard. And remember that hard is okay. All right, so in plank, we're all here. First one is chin to chest, press the earth away, lift behind your heart, lengthen back out to neutral. Take your heels to the right, through center to the left, come back to center, do a pulse, coil in, lengthen out, press your hands and feet in opposite directions. Heels to the right, through center, to the left, back in the middle, coil in, lengthen out, heels to the right, middle, left. When you start shaking, that's when the good stuff starts happening. Coil in, lengthen. 2 more rounds. Heels to the right, left, center. Coil in, press your hands down, and then press your hands and feet away. Last time, right, center, left, center. Coil in, lengthen out, and the knees down. Let's take your hips towards your heels, hands behind you, knuckles down, shoulders relax. Start to get a hold of your breath. Some good work. And come back up through seated. And hands back to the mat. Tuck your toes. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Press your palms into your shins. Exhale, fold. And we'll come all the way up to standing at the top of your mat. Hands over your head. Exhale, hands through center. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Grab a hold of your right wrist. Press down to your right foot and lean over towards your left. So the weight shifts into your right foot. So we're doing a little side stretch before we start our wave. And come back to middle. Switch sides. Right hand grabs a hold of the left wrist. Pull your left arm up. This kind of feels good after all that plank work too. Weight in your left foot. And come back to center. Release your arms. Interlace your hands behind you, knuckles. Reach down. Heart lifts. Hinge forward from your hips. Hands come up and over. Shake your head yes and no so your neck is relaxed. This feels real nice after the plank. And then release your hands to the mat. Step back into downward dog. Inhale your right leg straight back. Reach from your heel to the crown of your head. Exhale, draw your knee into center. Lift from center, shift forward. Keep your knee lifted. Inhale, press back. So we're doing these slow rather than stoking a fire. We're just strengthening. Knee to center. Shift forward, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, crown of your head and heel reaching in opposite directions. One more time, knee to center. One more time, right heel reaches back. And this time we'll come all the way through. Shift forward, plant your right foot next to your left or next to your right hand. And then you'll rotate so both feet are pointed towards the right side of your mat, just like we did on Tuesday. Keep your left hand slightly in front of your left shoulder. And then reach your right hand back towards your back leg. Back leg really strong. Just like we did, use your leg as a brake by pulling your knee up towards your hip. And then on an inhale, press down into your left hand, reach your hips up. Right arm reaches towards the front. Exhale, sweep your right hand back, lower your hips. Inhale, press into both of your feet. Arm up and over. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press down, lift your hips, stretch through your right side, strengthen your left, and then stretch through your left. This time as we come up and over, we'll pivot towards the front of the mat. Ground your back knee. Bring your left knee back to meet it. Find Anahata Asana, strong, straight arms on your fingertips. Inhale, draw chest to chin. Pull up like there's a ball underneath you. And then exhale, chest and chin lower in the direction of the earth. Arms still straight as you can. Inhale, pull up. Exhale, soften down. And then come to your forearms, palms flat, fingers spread. Tuck your toes. A moment in forearm plank. Draw your chin to your chest, coil in like we did in plank. Lengthen back out into neutral. Knees down, hips down. Tops of feet press down, knees lift, and then pull your forearms towards your body and lift your heart up for Sphinx pose. Exhale, pull your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and then press up through plank to downward dog. Left leg, inhale, reach back out through your heel. Exhale, knee to chest, shift forward. I'm going to switch sides. You inhale back out, reach out through your heel. Exhale, knee to chest, lift and shift, shoulders all the way over wrists. Inhale back out. Exhale, give your knee a little kiss. Touch your knee to your nose or close to it. Inhale, press back out. Last time, knee will come all the way through center, foot to thumb, and then pivot so both feet point towards the left. You scoot back a little bit, which you probably need to do too, so your right hand is in front of your shoulder, left hand reaches back. Inhale, press down into your right hand, lift your hips, reach over, and exhale, hips lower, hand reaches back. Inhale, come up and over, press down into your right hand. Exhale, lower. Keep your shoulders open so you're not turning towards the earth until that last time we pivot. So shoulders are stacked here. Release, almost all the way down. Inhale, up and over. I've lost count, so we'll go down one more time. And then press down into your right hand, pivot towards the top of the mat. Step or ground your right knee, and then bring your left knee back to meet it. We've had enough planking today, don't you think? Fingertips, press down, arms strong and long, hips underneath your knees. And then inhale, pulse up, inflate, tuck your hips under. Exhale, release, arms still pressing down. Inhale, draw energy in. Exhale, soften. Bring your forearms to the earth. Palms flat, fingers spread, tuck your toes, reach your heels back, hips and shoulders same height. Inhale, pull your elbows towards your feet, and then press down and away to lengthen. Ground your knees, hips, press down into your toes. Reach your heart up, pull your elbows in, and release back to the earth. Hands underneath. Actually, let's do this. Let's come up to tabletop, and then we will be coming into plank for our arm balance, but it won't be, anything too crazy. Dependent upon what your definition of crazy is, I suppose. This could be very crazy to a lot of people. So we've all done this before. Let's come into plank. Shoulders over your wrists, and then take your heels to the right. Lift your left hand up. Make sure that your right hand is a little ahead of your shoulder and that your shoulders are stacked. You could be here today, and that's great. Otherwise, maybe you're trying to lift your left knee up and externally rotating from your hip. So last time we just held this time we're going to try something different. Inhale, reach your arm and leg in opposite directions. Exhale, bring elbow and knee towards each other. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow and knee. Inhale, press out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Lengthen out 1 more time. And then bring your left hand to the earth, and we'll switch right over to the other side. Take your heels over to the left. Sweep your right arm up towards the sky. Take the option that's right for you today. Left hand slightly in front of your shoulder. If you're lifting your knee, knee points up, toes point down. And then we're going to try that new addition. Inhale, reach in opposite directions. Exhale, draw together. Inhale out. Exhale, use your obliques. Keep your hips high as you can. Keep lifting your hips. One more time, elbow and knee. Last time to lengthen out. And then turn towards the mat. Bring your knees down. Shake out your wrists. Doing some wild stuff today. Feel the accomplishment. And then know that the next round has a little bit more of a softer side to it. So we'll be ready for that moment. Come back into downward dog. Inhale your right leg straight back. Exhale, bring your right foot to your right thumb. Soften through your back knee and then press down to roll. Rise up into crescent. On an exhale, sweep your right hand back and your left elbow towards your right thigh. Inhale forward and up. Exhale, right hand sweeps back. This is an active twist. Reach out through your left heel. Inhale, back up, maybe rebend your left knee. And then exhale, straighten your back leg, lift through your back hamstring. One more time, arms come up. This time as you twist, active twist using your own strength, then we'll make it passive by taking your elbow to the outside of your knee and placing your top arm on top of your left fist. Keep lifting through your back hamstring so that you're completely supported through your foundation. Another option here would be to ground your back knee, and I fully support this. So take what feels best for you and your energy levels today. Honestly, I'm a knee down kind of a day today. So I'm making sure from here that my hips are moving down and forward. And we're all making sure that we're drawing our right hip back and bringing left ribs towards the inside of right thigh. Twists really help us in back bends because we're not just opening up the front and the back of our upper bodies, but all sides of it. So we have to think about giving the side body a good amount of attention too. And then release your hands to the earth. Just like before, step your right knee back to meet your left. Arms out strong and long for Anahata Asana. It's kind of like a miniature downward dog. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, soften. One more time, pulse up. Exhale, release. Forearms flat on the earth, palms flat, tuck your toes. One forearm pulse. And reach out through your heart. Knees down, hips. One breath in Sphinx pose. Release. And then back to downward dog. Left leg. Inhale back. Exhale. Bring your foot towards your left thumb. Start with a slight bend in your back leg. Press down to rise up. Hands over your head. Gaze towards the horizon. And then exhale, take your right elbow towards your left leg. Sweep back with your left. Lift through your right hamstring. Inhale, rebend your right leg. Exhale, sweep back, reach out through heel. Inhale, draw in through your lower ribs when your hands are above your head. And then on your exhale, lift through your hamstring. One more time, hands up, lower ribs in. This time we'll make contact. Right elbow on the outside of left knee, passive twist. Left hand on top. Right leg really strong. Left hip moving back. So you're either right knee up and really active through your right leg, or you're in a lunge position, which is just slightly different. You can take any option that feels right for you today. This one gives a little bit more stretch across the front of your hip, which might feel nice. But if you're needing a little bit of heat, keep that knee lifted. Right ribs towards the inside of left thigh. Keep your left hip moving back. One more breath. And then release your hands to the mat. Step your knee back to meet your right knee. Anahata Asana. Fingertips press down. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, soften. One more pulse. Forearms down. Forearms in line with your shoulders. Tuck your toes. One pulse in forearm plank. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen out. Knees, hips, tops of feet. Knees lift. Inhale and Sphinx. And then come back to, instead of through plank, we'll come back into a kneeling position for a moment before we head into our final expression, our final pose today, which is actually somewhat easier than the first one. So since we've all done it before, we'll do it together and start in plank. We won't be in plank long, but come into it with some integrity, so it feels fortified, and take your heels to the right. Lift your left arm out and up, stack your shoulders, check your right hand. You want it to be slightly in front of your right shoulder, and then lift your left knee externally, rotate from your hip. Now, point your left toes and just slide, press your left foot into the back of your right knee. And then once you ground your left foot, press into both feet to help lift your hips up even more. Then reach your left arm forward, relax through your elbow, roll your left ribs back, maybe gaze towards your left elbow. You've got a nice back bend, heart opener, and arm strengthener. And this is a really nice oblique strengthener as well. One more breath here. And then slowly come through plank. Let's go straight to the other side. Heels to the left. Right arm up. Take a moment to fortify. Check it all out. And then lift your right leg, lift your hips, point your toes down, slide your right foot behind your left leg. Press into your feet and your left hand to lift your hips. Right arm reaches forward and then dangle. Soften through your neck. Gaze towards your right elbow or anywhere that's comfortable. Keep your hips lifted as high as you can. Use your right foot just as much as your left to help give you some of that illumination. And then turn back towards the mat. Ground your knees. Come into child's pose. Hands can be in front or behind, whatever feels good to you right now. It might be that hands behind you is an easier or better option given all the shoulder work we've done. Notice where your mind goes as soon as you're still. See if you can keep it with your breath. Bring your hands in front of you. Come through all fours. Take your feet to the side. Have a seat. And slowly roll to your back. Take your hands above your head and walk your feet to the outside edges of your mat. Gently windshield wiper your knees from side to side, sort of like you're clearing away any debris, any mental debris from the windshield of your mind. Allowing you to see the landscape of your consciousness with greater clarity and ease. Bring your knees back into center. Keep your feet wide and bring both knees together. Place one palm on your belly, one palm on your heart. Take a moment here in constructive rest pose to become aware of your body breathing. Tune in to the places where your body makes connection with the mat. Then do a scan. Soften through your hips, your abdomen. Relax your shoulders and jaw. Soften your forehead and eyebrows. Just pay attention to your body breathing and notice the thoughts and sensations that come into the foreground of your consciousness and mind. Watch them arise and pass away. Back into the expanse. You're welcome to stay here in constructive rest for Shavasana, or lengthen out through your legs. Take your arms along your sides with your palms open, the gesture of receiving. Either option is great. Do what feels right for you and your lower back today. And tune into the space between your thoughts. I'll be here to let you out when it's time for Shavasana to end. Slowly, without moving, bring your consciousness back by becoming aware of the space around you. Wake up your physical body by deepening your breath and taking small movements with fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Inhale your arms above your head and stretch as if waking up again for the second time today. Bend at your knees, roll to one side, using your bicep as a pillow. Before you sit up, observe. Observe the conditions of your mind and how they relate to your body and how your body feels. And then use your strong top arm to press up into a seated position. Bring your palms together. Grow tall through the crown of your head. Thank you for showing up today for yourselves, for each other. And thank you to the people in our lives who allow us, who have made it possible for us to have this practice. May you and all living things be safe, be happy, be healthy, and live with ease. Namaste.